Hello, my name is Paul Copperman, and I'm pleased to welcome you to tonight's symposium. This marks the beginning of our 13th annual commemoration of Holocaust Memorial Week at Oregon State University. From the beginning, our program has been intended to involve the campus and the broader community as well. And from the beginning, we've been fortunate to have the active involvement of the City of Corvallis. Each year since the program was established, it has been supported by a proclamation by the mayor, which represents a statement of the community and a reminder of why we choose to memorialize the Holocaust. This evening, I'm proud to introduce you to the Mayor of Corvallis, and her to you, Helen Berg, who will now read her proclamation of Holocaust Memorial Week 1999. Mayor Berg.
Thank you, Paul. Whereas the Holocaust was the state-sponsored, systematic persecution and annihilation of European Jewry by Nazi Germany and its collaborators between 1933 and 1945. Jews were the primary victims. 6 million were murdered. Gypsies, the handicapped, and Poles were also targeted for destruction or decimation for racial, ethnic, or national reasons. Millions more, including homosexuals, Jehovah's Witnesses, Soviet prisoners of war, and political dissidents, also suffered grievous oppression and death under Nazi tyranny. And whereas the period of the Holocaust saw the Jews of Europe with no place of refuge, avenues of escape blocked by the unwillingness of free nations to grant Jews sanctuary or to otherwise aid them, even as neighbors were turning against them and assisting in their destruction. And whereas the unwillingness to offer aid or shelter is recalled with particular poignancy this year, for 1999 marks the 60th anniversary of the voyage of the St. Louis, a voyage that began in hope that the 900 Jewish passengers might find sanctuary in the West, but ended when the ship was forced to return to Europe after Cuba and the United States had refused entry to these passengers. And whereas, after the war, the United States became the homeland to many thousands of Holocaust survivors who, having a deep appreciation for the freedom and opportunities offered by this nation, greatly contributed to the culture and strength of their adopted homeland. And whereas we, the people of Corvallis, should always remember the terrible events of the Holocaust and should remain vigilant against bigotry and tyranny, and should continually rededicate ourselves to the principles of equality and justice for all. And whereas the days of remembrance have been set aside for the people of Corvallis to remember the inhumanity of those who perpetrated the Holocaust, as well as to reflect upon our own humanity and the need for respect for all peoples. And whereas Pursuant to an act of Congress, Public Law 96-388, October 7, 1980, the United States Holocaust Memorial Council designates the days of remembrance of the victims of the Holocaust to be Sunday, April 11th through Sunday, April 18th, 1999, including the International Day of Remembrance known as Yom HaShoah, April 13th. Now, therefore, I, Helen M. Berg, Mayor of Corvallis, Oregon, do hereby proclaim the week of April 11th through 18th, 1999 as days of remembrance in our city, in memory of the victims, the survivors, and their liberators, and further proclaim that we, as citizens of Corvallis, should strive to overcome intolerance and indifference through learning and remembrance.